know if you know about this, but there was a huge blackout power outage in my side of Europe. Portugal, Spain, France, and a little bit of Belgium and Germany, I think. My side is Portugal. People went a little insane. They bought too much stuff from the supermarket because everyone thought it was World War III starting. However, I didn't leave the house. What did I do in the meantime? What did I do with no electricity? What did I do with no computer, no television, no radio because we didn't have batteries for our radio? What did I do without any access to the internet or even network to make a call to anyone? What did I do completely isolated from the world? I got over my reading slump. Turns out what was making me be on a reading slump is just the fact that I spent too much time on social media. Who would have thought? Anyway, I finished Find Me, which before the blackout, before the power outage, I wasn't even that invested in this because the first half of the book is about Elio's father getting together with a younger woman, and me being a younger woman, I don't want to read about that shit anymore. Too close to reality. Anyway, but then I got the second part of the book, which is narrated by Elio as he gets together with an older man. And in the beginning I was like, oh my God, can I not be rid of old men? Am I going to be persecuted, stalked by old men in this goddamn book? Can I not get rid of them 1 second? But then, guys, it kind of becomes interesting, okay? It's become, like, this is my recommendation for how to read Find Me. Well, read Call Me By Your Name first, obviously, but then just skip the dead part. I mean, read maybe 30 pages of the dead parts, and then skip the rest of it. That's what I did. I'm so demented today, you guys, because a couple days ago was the blackout, and then the day after, yesterday, there was like a huge fire somewhere east of here, and then today, like, we were already kind of in summer weather, and today is pouring rain, and I was just like, what is this? I'm getting like whiplash from all this shit. But anyway, I finally got into the second part of the book and got into the story between Elio and Michel. I don't know how to pronounce his name. It's French. And I could get behind the age gap relationship at this point. They were kind of cute. Michel was meh. But then, out of nowhere, you guys, I don't know that you know this. I don't know that you know this about Find Me. First of all, the reason for the title absolutely broke my heart. But we'll get there. Maybe we won't because I don't want to spoil you. But at some point in Elio's part of the book, there's a mystery. Like, it becomes a mystery book out of nowhere, and the mystery is good, and the writing is good, and the way that they decipher clues is good. Guys, who would have thought? This is so unserious. And throughout this mystery that is about Elio's old boyfriend's father's childhood, I'm gonna have to cut all of this because my voice is too high. Oh, by the way, guys, did you know that someone asked me if I was a biological man because my voice is so deep? Things have been fun lately. Anyway, this mystery gets kind of solved. They never really give a resolution, but the resolution is implied within the story. And I just got invested. I got invested in their story as a couple. I got invested in the mystery, and honestly, stroke of genius from Andre Aciman for giving us a boring first part, and then the second part, it makes it so interesting because he put a mystery in it, and it's a mystery about potential secret love involving music, involving like a coded message within music that was gifted. It was... And then, I'm not even gonna say this, read the book. There's another aspect to this potential message from a potential secret love. There's another aspect that just makes it so ironic and so, like, funny, but you're gonna have to read the book to figure that out. I am so insane in this video. I need to calm down. But do I? And then, you guys, then we get Oliver's perspective. And it just broke my heart. Do you guys know? If you don't know, I'm gonna tell you right now. There's this film. Oh my god, the tangent I'm about to go on. There's this film called My Policeman. You surely know about this. This is one of Harry Styles' films. And me being a Harry fan, now currently struggling very hard with the fandom because Harry has remained silent on Watermelon Country. So I'm very much struggling with my position in the fandom because I cannot support a man who doesn't support Watermelon Country. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh, Harry Styles films. He did 3 films. Dunkirk, we're not counting Marvel yet because it was just a little bit. Dunkirk, Don't Worry Darling, and My Policeman. Dunkirk completely ruined the film for me because maybe he was good in it. I don't know, but I just saw Harry. Don't Worry Darling, still just saw Harry. And then My Policeman, there's a point in the film. It's the scene where Tom arrives at Patrick's apartment drunk after the first time they were together. And the scene is basically Tom, who is played by Harry Styles, is Tom, like, drunk, saying to Patrick, no, I don't want this. But, like, his body saying, I want this. And then Patrick is like, trying to be kind to him and whatever because Tom threatens to punch him and Patrick is like trying to calm him down. And there's this one moment where Harry Styles' character Tom says please, and this please is saying both I don't want to, but you know I want to. And it was just such a beautiful moment, and I completely forgot that Tom was played by Harry Styles. Okay, there was this moment. I completely forgot that Tom was played by Harry Styles. And that's why I love that film. And why am I talking about that film? Because in the press junket for this film, Harry says something that I think even the director kind of disagreed a little bit about his character. Harry says something about wasted time, that they wasted so much time because they spent decades apart. Well, if you want to know why, watch the goddamn film. It's actually an okay film. Like, Harry actually did a good job in that one. I forgot that Harry was Harry for the majority of it, so it's an okay job. But Harry talks about these decades that these 2 gay men spend apart as wasted time, as time that they could never get back, and a life they could never live again. And then when they finally reunite, Patrick's character I think he had a stroke or something, so like, whatever life they're going to have together after that is going to be very limited and not what they deserved, what they truly deserved. And they didn't get to live together because this was like in the 1950s where homosexuality was still illegal in the UK. So that's what it is. And this is what Oliver's perspective is Harry Styles in the press junket for My Policeman. Wasted time. Like, this is what Oliver's point of view feels like. And I think he even mentions it a couple of times. It feels like his entire life with his wife and his kids was wasted time. It was like a half-lived life. Like, he was kind of a zombie walking dead walking. And what am I saying? And that he never truly lived because his life was with Elio. And then, of course, in the end, we see them together again. Like, this is what I want. I read a 300-page book to have like 10 pages of them together. That's what I did. That's a sacrifice that I made for these 2. The fact I will never, ever, ever forgive Armie Hammer because now we can't have the second movie. You know what? Do you know what I want them to do? I want them to do the second movie like in 20 years when Timothée Chalamet is old and they can get another actor to play Armie Hammer's part. But anyway, that's my review of Find Me and my escape from a reading slump. I also read, it's all in the mic so I can show you, but I also read a lot more of Clarice Lispector's letters, and I'm getting back to Near the Wild Heart. So hopefully my reading slump is done. I am spending a lot more time away from social media, and I've been spending a lot of time with my sick cat because, yeah, you guys are not going to believe what happened to my cat. I have like, a girl cat, Rosalinda is her name. And one day she just disappeared. Like my, she's not a baby. She's an adult cat, but she's a baby to me. My baby disappeared the whole day. And me and my mom were like, where the hell is she? Where is she? She never disappears. She's always there in the morning to cuddle me and in the night to cuddle me. She likes cuddles in the beginning and the end of the day. And we couldn't find her. And then the next day, we just went out to search for her. And we found her like in an abandoned house, like inside. And she couldn't walk because both of her little legs were hurt. And we took her to the vet, and one of the legs was bitten. Someone bit my Rosalinda, and the other leg was scraped because she probably like was escaping someone and scraped her leg. So now she's been like for days, just barely eating, like sleeping a lot, trying to recover. And it's draining my soul to see her because she's so skinny. She's barely eating. And I have to like, I've found a trick as well, because anytime that she isn't eating, I just need to cuddle her. Like I need to give her cuddles and keep her in my lap for a little bit. And afterwards she'll eat a little bit more. So I found a trick, but that's what I've been spending. I've been spending a lot of time with my cat and out of social media and trying to get her to feel better. But honestly, I want to catch the cats who did that to my Rosalinda and banish them from the land, because he should have seen her leg. And now, like, because the vet told us that she was going to get some crust on the wounds, and then the crust would come off and it would start to heal. And the leg that was bitten, the crust already came off, but the other leg is like, it's so much. Like if you imagine that this is her leg, like one side of the bone, the other side of the bone, and this is the back of the foot, like the paws in the back, like she's scraped like this, like the meat from this part is completely scraped. I don't know what happened to her that she was that hurt, but like you should see her walking. It's so goddamn painful to watch her walk. Anyway, this is a very ranty video out of nowhere. I don't know where this energy is coming from because my thyroid is still not doing well, but it's here. So I'm taking advantage of it. And I have another Asiman to read. It's also on my extend, but I don't think I'm going to get into it right now because I don't even know what I want to read. I'm just going to, do it little by little whenever I feel like it, and not put any rules on myself. I never put rules on myself either. I don't know why I stopped reading. It was just probably being too much on TikTok, because I know what you're asking, girl. Why are you so much on social media? Because I see a lot of news through there. Like I filter the news that I read through social media because I get all of the newspapers on my social media, so I can read the headlines and then only click on the ones that I want. So, and there's so much messed up shit happening in Portugal right now. Like we are approaching new elections. Like we had elections last year, but the goddamn government fell because our prime minister is an idiot, like all of them. And we're having new elections, and it's just a big mess. It's a big mess. We just had the 25th of April, which if you're not from Portugal, it's like the holiday when we celebrate the ending of the dictatorship that ended 51 years ago. Last year, it was the 50th anniversary of the fall of the dictatorship. And in the 50th anniversary, the elections happen around that time, and the most extremist right-wing party, the fascist party, managed to elect 50 members of parliament that day. 50. On the day that we celebrate the 50 years of freedom of the country, the far right extremist party elected 50 members of parliament. It was a freaking embarrassment to the country. It was a horrible year in terms of like freedom festivities. And then this year, you will not guess what these idiots tried to do. This year, the goddamn Pope died. And Portugal is a Catholic country. Technically, state and church are separated, but are they really? And a lot of other countries, like all the countries declared like a national mourning period of 3 days, right? And then we have Spain. Spain declared the mourning period for the Pope 22nd, 23rd, 24th of April. In Portugal, because let's all guess why, declared the 23rd, 24th, and 25th of mourning. And they said, okay, the 25th is part of the mourning period, so let's all withhold on the festivities, of the day that we celebrate our freedom from fascism. Let's all not celebrate because the Pope died. And of course, people were like mad as shit, and they all went to celebrate instead. They all went to protests and parades and whatever, however you translate it into English. People went into the streets to celebrate the 25th of April. And yeah, just a lot has been happening. Like basically my reading slump was kind of happening because of how much I use social media. And I use social media so much because I'm so connected to what's happening right now in my country. And what's happening right now in my country is scary, like what's happening in a lot of countries, the US included, which I know the majority of my audience is from the US. Guys, Jesus fucking Christ. So I guess that's the ending of the video. I don't even know how to end this. But yeah, I enjoyed Find Me, the second part. I'm really hoping my country doesn't fall back into fascism. Oh, a good piece of news is that this year, during the 25th of April celebrations, there were a lot of like peaceful, not protests, not parades, like peaceful demonstrations on the street. And there's this extremist group, I don't remember their name, and you wouldn't believe the bullshit they do. They are well known for having like protests in book launchings of like LGBT themed books. This fascist group has been to book launches of children's books with LGBTQ themes to protest them. Like they have protested books being launched written by children about the LGBT community. And this year, these assholes, part of it, a small group of them, went to the demonstrations of the 25th of April on the street, and they started trying to hit people, like trying to assault people on the street. And there's even a video of one of them, like going from the back of the crowd and just punching and slapping people around. Insane. But this year, the police was like, no, I think it's a little bit the, new US administration scaring everyone in Europe. But the police this year finally did something, like arrested them because, oh, the lore behind this, because this asshole organization applied to have a protest in the 25th of April, like a neo-Nazi protest in our day that we celebrate the freedom from fascism in the country. Fucking assholes. And they applied to have a protest, and in the first time they applied, they were authorized to protest in the 25th of April. And then one of our political parties, a left-wing political party, made a complaint, what do you mean you are authorizing them? Last year, they were involved in, fights. They have been considered an aggressive group. What do you mean you authorize them to be in the streets full of people, demonstrating about the 25th of April? And then they went back and they no longer authorized it. But some of them went anyway and they were finally arrested. Nothing will happen to them, but at least they were arrested. So yeah, that was my review of Find Me. Hopefully my country doesn't fall back into fascism. And welcome to 2025. I guess I'll see you when I'll see you. Bye, guys.